and futhi Zulu. Zulu. Apha Nigerian azongibuzela nina. How far now? How far now? Kuhamba kanjani lapho? Bantu bematch and match. Bahambile, right? Well, actually, I am here for the ordinary South African. I am here right now today, yeah? For the South African that does not have 1,000 of followers, that has a story to share. I'm here for the people that keep on inboxing me, that are writing for me about the after effects of what you guys are doing. You forget, those spaza shops are owned by South Africans. South Africans have built back rooms in the locations using money sometimes that was borrowed from the bank. And who is renting in those back rooms? It's very rare you'd find South Africans renting. It is the foreign nationals. Manje sebahambile, you have taken bread from your very own South African. You have set back your very own South African. Right now, as I'm talking to you, I have something in writing on my inbox that is telling me, somebody telling me they have already started to default on bank payments because a shop that they were renting to my friend was bringing in, the spaza shop was bringing in 5,000 rands a month. Do you know that there's people abafukuza every morning, every day? I told you, we told her 5,000 lei baya emsebenzini. So who's gonna give you that 5,000 rand? That 5,000 rand was covering installment semoto, was going towards a portion of a bond repayment. The things that you do. Sometimes when you start daily projects, you must not think about the burning fire or hatred or whatever or whoever that you want to destroy or you think you will destroy in that moment, at that moment. You need to think not only for the recent, for generations and generations. I told you, there will be documentaries of people saying, narrating and speaking how these movements, these marches, abahambe, set them back, cause them back to poverty. Because if umuntu anyege akwazi ukubhadala back the installment semali that he or she borrowed from the bank to build backyard rooms and get people renting, and then eventually uba blacklisted or uba defaulted or whatever, the property is repossessed, or they cannot now cough out the money they were getting from the spaza shop, according to this lady in my inbox, because my friend is gone and they cannot find a tenant to take over that spaza shop. She is now defaulting on a home loan yak. What is that? Doesn't that cause you to go back to Mjondolo, where you came from? You are destroying our own black ghetto system that we've created for ourselves, while our government has failed us. So we, like, as a community, we're not going to depend on the government. South Africans eventually transitions into finding means and ways to survive without complaining about the government. Ngobu government sizombona imisebenzi ayibhadali. We will make our own living. We build back rooms, we make spaza shops, and it's very rare. South Africans, they don't rent. When it's bad for South Africans, you pack, you go back home. A KZN, we are pumem kasho. So imikasho is occupied by foreigners. Seni batoshile bahambile ikati lilele ezigo. Right now, as I'm speaking, our very own economy system, our own multi-billion rand industry, the taxi industry, is suffering. Kumanje kuno malumo on my inbox telling me about how Isiaya is about to be repossessed. Ngoba uthi uyahlanganisa akuhlanganeki, akuhlangani. Akuhlangani. Do you know how many people became somebodies with a taxi business, built properties, businesses in the hood, in the location? expanded and became great people. You have done nothing but to set your very own South African person back to poverty. Wambuyisela eGibhithe ezama umuntu omnyama ukuzikhipha ebumnyameni, all in the name of abahambe, all in the name of we don't want black people, black Freudianers, whatever that you call them. Kunjani makunje? Right now as I'm speaking, word on the ground, I know very well it's not word on the ground. I have checked within my surroundings. Ngizwile ukuthi last week, what is it, Wednesday, Thursday, or Thursday, Friday, abantwana bayanga esikoleni because of those dog movements. Niyamacha, you are marching. I heard that you were marching and you are disturbing the schools within a specific area that I won't mention by name. And when I check the neighborhood, it's where the poor and the vulnerable live. You are causing destruction there. You will never ever do those daily marches zenu enizenzayo. I need to, you said every 30 of the month you will be marching until the end of the year. You will never go and march next to a private school. Go and march a sun a son what and see, they will sue the hell out of your inheritance, out of your living, out of your existence. They will close this thing with immediate effect. Go and disturb day-to-day and everyday proceedings, the scholars, Guma private school, and see what happens to you. It will be your end. But no, you pry on the vulnerable, on the poor, because nobody will defend or speak to them. Lama movement when a Dom did. So if every month for 2 days kids are being interrupted, they don't go to school because the teachers and the school's principal are fearing what might happen, they tell them to stay home. 2 days by the rest of the day. How many days is that? How many days is that of you interrupting abantwana bethu esikoleni with their education? You don't think those that you wanted to hurt, it's fine. They have packed, they have left. You have hurt and you have succeeded in hurting your very, very own, in setting back your very, very own back to poverty. Abantu that have tried to build businesses, abangasebenzi 9 to 5, ngobu 9 to 5 amasent akabadali. They've tried to find means by having shops, by building back rooms, by whatever, having a taxi business. No, you have set back our own economic system that we've created. Zulu! Ngiyamthanda uNkulunkulu ngoba made sure ukuthi there's no Zulu in my blood.
It seems as if foreigners were really never the problem in relation to South African hospitals and clinics. Many foreigners today are scared to go to public clinics and public hospitals, and many foreigners have left the country. So it's rare to find a foreigner going to a public hospital. But guess what? We still keep on hearing the same stories from South African citizens complaining about their hospitals, complaining about the clinics and their services. We still hear people today complaining that they go to a hospitals and in the line there might be 5, and in that 5 people is just South Africans, there is no foreigner. But the nurses, they still take time to offer services. The services are still slow. Some of the nurses are still rude and bitter and angry. We still hear these stories up until today. Without foreigners being involved, South Africans are complaining that they still no medication. Yes, foreigners are no more going to the hospitals. Foreigners have decided, yazin, labantu laba basifuni, let's take our 350s and just go to Unjani. We'll help ourselves, we'll take care of our kids, we'll take care of our health. Some of the foreigners have came to a realization that maybe these guys are right. Let's stop going to their hospitals, let's stop going to their clinics. Let's go to private hospitals and clinics. So they have left us alone to our own devices. But guess what? The services are still slow. The medication is still not there. The infrastructure is still not looking appealing. Why? Because Madlanga has been telling us for the longest time, but people chose to blame foreigners for things that have nothing to do with foreigners. The obsession of foreigners has made people to lose sight as to who you should hold accountable. People have been running around blaming foreigners for things that have nothing to do with foreigners. Today, foreigners are gone. But guess what? There's still no medication in hospital. There's still no pills in the hospital. The services are still so slow in the hospitals. The nurses are still bitter and angry in the hospitals. So who are you going to blame now? Who are you going to blame now? You know, the people who you should have blamed from the beginning. These people who eat monies of tenders that were supposed to distribute the medication. Those are the people who are at fault. Billions and billions of monies being stolen from public funds that was supposed to go and build infrastructure for hospitals. Go and renovate hospitals. Go and buy beds for the hospitals. Go and help the hospital to be appealing. Paintings, changing the roofing, pavement, everything. Imali zidliwe of medication. And you blame foreigners, but now foreigners are gone. Who are you going to blame? Madlanga Commission told us that the people about Chonchama billion. Nah, bala. It's this guy and his fellow friends who are police and these guys and these other guys who work in the municipalities. Is this MMCs? Is this city managers? Is this a company? Is this pharmaceutical company? Is this logistical company? They literally exposed everyone who is making sure the hospital system gets destroyed. But guess what? Even Madlanga giving us all the evidence. The problem of the hospital is foreigners. Kanjani. Bahambile vandag. Some of them, they don't even go anymore to the hospitals. But the problems still are there, you know. So it shows that foreigners were just a scapegoat. Someone was benefiting by using foreigners to get away with doing some shady business, you know. They told you I focus on foreigners, Tina, while we're stealing billions. Like really, people bought Lamborghinis, blue Lamborghinis. People bought beautiful cars, staying in beautiful houses, in very affluent places. Ngemali, the public funds that were supposed to go and build hospitals, that were supposed to go and buy medication for hospitals, buy beds for hospitals, gone, just like that. And the problem, the first thing you think about is ikwera. Phumi kwera ngeni isihlahla. Bazodlalanga my politician. Bafethi, you guys, you don't understand. And the problem, you know, is that you think everything of foreigners has nothing to do with politics. They want you there. They want you believing that. They love it when you believe, Tina, this is a movement of the people. This has nothing to do with politicians. They love you thinking like that. Because while you are busy blaming foreigners for everything, they know very well. But you believing is foreigners. It takes them away from the accountability. It takes them away from the picture. You focus on foreigners while they chow money. And you still think it has nothing to do with politics. You are literally making an excuse for corrupt politicians and you don't see it. But one day, our people are going to wake up and realize that South Africa. People have been used, you know. South Africa, foreigners. Foreigners are always used to play our people. Yo, my politician. Media. The media can literally indoctrinate you to believe in something that is not real. But you know, everything is foreigners. You don't have a job, it's foreigners. You don't have a business, it's foreigners. You live in a mukuku, it's foreigners. You are broke, it's foreigners. The school is full, it's foreigners. Everything is foreigners. Everything is foreigners. And you believed it, that the hospital is foreigners. Yo, mina ngiyabavuma. Now you need to study the politician, how they think. You need to study the people who funds these agendas, how they move. Those people are very brilliant, they're very smart. Me, it's the people I study. I study such people because those are very genius people. People who can manipulate and indoctrinate the whole nation to behave in the same manner. People who can make you think and say things to further their agendas. Those are powerful people. And if you're not going to study them, you're never going to understand what is happening in the world. Propaganda. Hey, they can use propaganda to further their advance their agendas. These people are brilliant. They're smart. All of a sudden, it's tulega cool, man. As people who actually know the real truth. We've been witnessing people misquote the Constitution. We've been witnessing people go around busy lying about a 5 million investment. Bakhulumenta bangazazi is speaking things that don't even make sense. Saying things like, all foreigners, when they come to the country, they must invest 5 million. That's not true. It's not all foreigners who need to invest 5 million. That's not true. It's only foreign investors who come to South Africa trying to apply for a business visa. Those are the only foreigners who can invest 5 million. And the type of businesses that they have to start is big businesses. Retail, superstores, manufacturing, not small scale businesses like spaza shops. Spaza shops, many of the foreign nationals that you see running spaza shops, they applied for permits to run a business because many of them have acquired an asylum permit. Many of them have a refugee status which they got from the UN. If you don't know how the refugee status that these people get from the UN gets to function in South Africa, let us take you through a journey so you can learn. Don't be arrogant and khuluma into ngazazi. When a foreign national comes to South Africa as a refugee, the South African government automatically allows those foreign nationals to go into the society and go live with normal regular citizens and fend for themselves, because the government is not going to provide shelter for those refugees. The government is not going to provide food for those refugees. So automatically the government is by default telling them that go work for yourself, go fend for yourself. We have already given you an opportunity to come to South Africa and live here, because in your country you ran away because of whatever, political indifferences, civil war, religious indifferences, whatever these people ran away from their countries, whatever excuse. We allowed you an opportunity to come to South Africa. The least we can do for you is to make sure you have enough right to be treated as if you are one of South African citizens. Go read the Refugee Act and come back here. Stop listening to a bunch of these patriotic, false patriotic TikTok influencers about Kulumumpeto, about Kulumentabanghazazi. There is law in this country and they are busy misinterpreting the law. They are busy misquoting the law. Asylum seekers are not required to invest 5 million if they want to open a smaller business like a spaza shop. They don't require that 5 million. Refugees don't require 5 million to open a spaza shop. And many of these Indians, Bangladeshis, Ethiopians, Somalians, they are running businesses through those type of statuses. You only know a word called foreigners. You don't know foreigners have different types of statuses when they go to a specific country. There's people who have lived in South Africa for more than 5 years, and in that 5 years they've been working in South Africa. They've been contributing in the South African economy because they came with a work permit for a specific type of job. Maybe they came for being educators, bringing a special skill. Maybe some of them came to work in universities after living in South Africa for 5 years. And without them having to break a law. Of course, the law is going to be, the system is going to check if these people haven't even broken any law since they've been in South Africa. And if it's proven that those people who came to work with a work visa bringing special skills in South Africa haven't broken any law in the past 5 years that they've been living in South Africa, they've been paying their taxes, they've been doing everything in order, their papers are still up to date, they can go to Home Affairs and apply for a permanent residency. The permanent residency is going to allow them to be treated and afforded all the royalties of being a South African citizen. That's not my opinion, that's the law. And if they've been here for 5 years and they finally get that permanent residency, a permit, or maybe that status, now you are called a permanent resident in South Africa, they now are afforded all the opportunities South African citizens are afforded. They can open a business without investing 5 million. So, refugees can do it. Asylum seekers can do it. Those who finally got a permanent residency can do it without a 5 million. I don't know ni thola plenteni khulumayo. Your leaders are busy leading you with lies. They are telling you a bunch of lies trying to convince you isn't ngekho in the book of law. They are telling you things that don't exist in the law. They quote one section of the law. They just read the main topic or the main chapter. They don't go deep into it and break it to you. There is many quotas within the law. There is many subsections within the law. They don't tell you, they just tell you, hi, this section says foreigners must invest 5 million. They're not being honest. They didn't tell you that 5 million is only required if you want to invest as like you want to come to South Africa with a business visa. Not to come as a refugee, not to come as an asylum seeker, as a business visa permit holder. It's only business visa permit holders who are required to invest that. And the type of business that they need to invest, it's not spaza shops. It's usually big retail companies, big manufacturing companies, big, not small businesses like a spaza shop. And in those businesses that these people will be running with that business visa, 60% of the staff must be South African and 40% can be foreign nationals. That's the law, what it says. In any business in South Africa, 60% must be South African staff and 40% must be foreign nationals. Go read the law. Ngikhuluma into engazazi nina. Ukudala sithulile sinibheka nikhuluma into ezingekho. We've been sitting here observing people speak things that don't exist in the book of law. Like, what are they saying? What you saying don't make sense. Go read the law.